Quietly transform your finances in 6 months. 10 powerful hacks. Can you truly overhaul your entire financial situation in just 6 months? It might sound like a steep challenge, but the secret isn't in some complex scheme. It's in a specific set of hacks used by the wealthiest individuals. Hacks they seldom discuss openly. Why the secrecy? Because these strategies are most effective when applied quietly, away from prying eyes. Today, I'm revealing the exact 10 steps to build wealth and achieve financial security discreetly. Stay tuned, especially for the final hack. It's a true game changer. Imagine your finances looking completely different half a year from now. It's possible using 10 powerful yet often overlooked hacks that contradict much of what we're taught about money. Even Warren Buffett has hinted that his billionaire friends quietly employ these very ideas. Each hack is a vital part of a larger plan for financial freedom. But the last one, that's the linchpin that separates lasting wealth from financial struggle. Let's uncover these steps to a silent financial transformation. Wealth Topmax warmly welcomes you. This channel is dedicated to sharing wealth-building mindsets for those seeking financial and time freedom. If you don't want to miss out on future valuable insights, consider subscribing for free and turning on the notification bell. Do you genuinely believe you can completely transform your financial situation in just 6 short months? It certainly sounds challenging, perhaps even improbable. But the secret often lies in a specific set of powerful hacks, strategies consistently used by the wealthiest people. Hacks they rarely, if ever, share openly. And why is that? It's because these particular hacks tend to work best when they are used silently, discreetly, away from everyone's eyes and opinions. Today, I'll show you the exact 10 steps you can take to build sustainable wealth and achieve lasting financial security, all in a discreet manner. These strategies aren't overly complicated, but they are frequently overlooked, primarily because they often contradict everything we've been conventionally taught about money. And you know what's even more intriguing? Warren Buffett, undeniably one of the richest men in the world, has revealed that many of his billionaire friends quietly follow these very same ideas. His insight? The less people know about your financial maneuvers, the better it generally is for you. Each hack I'm about to share is a crucial piece of a larger, interconnected plan, one that can firmly set you on the path to genuine financial freedom. And the last hack we'll discuss? It's the absolute game changer. It's what truly separates those who successfully get rich from those who unfortunately remain stuck in the same old financial traps year after year. But first, before diving into the specifics, you absolutely need to understand what truly, deeply matters to you. This self-awareness is the essential starting point for all your financial choices moving forward. Let's begin with our 10th foundational hack, what some might call the forbidden secret of the rich life. Have you ever wondered why so many people seem to spend their entire lives relentlessly chasing money, yet they never feel truly, authentically rich? They buy bigger houses, more luxurious cars, the latest and greatest gadgets, and yet, despite all the acquisitions, something always seems to be missing from their lives. Do you know what that missing piece often is? They're busy chasing other people's dreams, other people's definitions of success, not their own. Believe it or not, the truly rich life isn't primarily about the numbers in a bank account. It's far more about aligning your money, your financial resources, with what genuinely, deeply matters to you. This is precisely where the real transformation begins. Most of us, if we're honest, spend money without a clear, defined purpose. We buy things because we saw someone else posting about them on Instagram, or simply because we think that's just what you're supposed to do to keep up. But have you ever paused to seriously ask yourself, does this particular spending genuinely improve my life? Does it bring me closer to what I truly want for myself and my family? If the answer is no, then it's high time for a change. The very first step is to figure out what makes genuine sense for you, not for your neighbor or your social media feed. Warren Buffett, for instance, is a multi-billionaire, yet he famously lives in a relatively modest house he bought way back in the 1950s. Why? Because for him, personally, spending more on a lavish house simply wouldn't make any significant difference to his happiness or fulfillment. Now, let's get practical with this. Take just 10 minutes today, that's all, just 10 minutes, and write down in detail what your ideal life would genuinely look like. Imagine waking up without that constant, nagging financial worry, knowing with confidence that every dollar you earn is actively building something meaningful for your future. Here's a simple example to illustrate. If your personal goal is to save $3,000 in the next 6 months, start by cutting out what truly doesn't matter to you. Maybe it's that streaming service you no longer watch, or perhaps reducing weekly dining out expenses. It's about making conscious, deliberate choices, always asking yourself, does this bring me closer to or move me further from my personal vision of a rich life? Here's a powerful tip that can make a huge difference. Write down this personal vision and place it somewhere highly visible. It could be a post-it note on your bathroom mirror, a reminder on your phone, or a screensaver on your computer. Something concise like, my rich life is having the financial security to care for my family and invest in our future. Then, every time you're tempted to make an impulse purchase, look at that statement. This small, simple action can completely change your relationship with money over time. The principle is straightforward. When your money aligns with your true priorities, it stops being a source of stress or a burden, and instead becomes your most powerful tool for achieving what you value. And do you want to know the next crucial step in this transformation? It's discovering where your money is silently, almost invisibly, slipping away. That brings us to our 9th hack, and you might be surprised by what you find. Let's uncover the expenses that are draining your money. Did you know that a significant portion of your hard-earned money might be slipping away silently, month after month, without you even noticing? We're talking about hidden bank fees, forgotten subscriptions, those small impulse purchases that seem insignificant on their own, but it all adds up. And the most alarming part? Often you only realize the extent of this financial leakage after you've already lost hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It's no wonder companies love these small automatic charges. It's money leaving your pocket effortlessly, directly into theirs. But don't worry, this is a problem that can be fixed, starting right now. The first step is to conduct a full, thorough audit of your expenses from the last 3 months. Pull out your bank statements, your credit card bills, and meticulously analyze everything. Identify which expenses are absolute necessities, which are discretionary wants, and most importantly, which are simply wasteful. That forgotten streaming subscription you haven't used in months. It's time to cancel it. Those avoidable bank fees for services you don't need? Call your bank and try to renegotiate or switch to a fee-free account. Every small saving you can find here makes a tangible difference. Here's an example. Saving just $20 a month by canceling an unused subscription adds up to $240 a year. It may seem small initially, but imagine doing this across multiple areas of your spending. The real secret is in the consistency of these savings. Consider using helpful apps like Truebill or Mint to track your subscriptions and get alerts about automatic charges. It's like hiring a personal financial detective to expose these silent leaks in your budget. The next step is to create a system to prevent future leaks. Before subscribing to any new service or buying anything non-essential, pause and ask yourself, do I really need this? Will it genuinely improve my life? Or is it just a momentary whim, an emotional purchase? And set a simple rule. Wait at least 24 hours before making any impulse purchases, especially online. This deliberate pause can save you from spending money on something you'll likely regret later. Cutting these seemingly small expenses might appear simple, but the cumulative impact on your finances can be enormous. Every single dollar saved is another step closer to achieving your financial freedom. And do you want to know the next essential hack? It's the pillar that ensures you're always prepared for life's unexpected turns. Let's talk about how to build your financial fortress. Have you ever felt that horrible, sinking feeling when faced with an unexpected emergency, like a sudden car repair or an unforeseen medical bill? That's precisely when you realize the critical importance of having a dedicated emergency fund. Without it, you often end up turning to high-interest loans, or even worse, relying on high-interest credit cards, which only exacerbate the financial problem in the long run. Now, imagine for a moment, what if you had a financial shield, a buffer that protected you from most of life's unwelcome financial surprises? That's exactly what we're talking about here. Building your financial fortress starts with a clear, achievable goal. First, calculate your essential monthly expenses. Things like rent or mortgage, food, basic utilities, and transportation. Then, set an initial goal to save at least 1 month's worth of these essential costs. Once you achieve that, you can gradually expand your goal to 3 or even 6 months of living expenses. This might seem daunting at first, but starting small and being consistent makes all the difference. Even saving just $50 a week adds up to $2,600 in a single year. Consistency truly is the key. The next practical step is to open a separate bank account specifically for your emergency fund. Choose a high-yield savings account, like those often offered by reputable digital banks, which typically have better interest rates than traditional brick-and-mortar banks. And here's an extra tip. Give this special account a motivational name, something like My Fortress Fund or Security Plan. It might sound a bit silly, but this simple act can create a stronger emotional connection with your goal and help keep you committed. Automating this savings process is absolutely essential for success. Set up automatic transfers to this emergency fund account every time you get paid. Don't wait to see what money is left over at the end of the month. Make saving for your emergency fund a top priority. And remember, this fund is to be used exclusively for real, genuine emergencies. Before you even think about using it, ask yourself critically, is this an unexpected, unavoidable necessity, or is it just a disguised want, an impulse? Discipline here is absolutely fundamental. With a solid emergency fund in place, you'll sleep much more peacefully at night, knowing you're protected against most of life's unexpected financial curveballs. This is the true foundation of your financial security. And in our next hack, we'll tackle what is arguably the greatest enemy of your money, high-interest debt. It's time to turn the tables and systematically dismantle this relentless drain on your finances. Let's crush the high-interest debt machine. If there's one single enemy that can ruthlessly and systematically ruin your finances, it's high-interest debt. We're talking about credit cards with exorbitant rates, personal loans with unfavorable terms, and payday loans. These financial tools often seem harmless, even helpful at first glance. But before you know it, you can find yourself trapped, paying exorbitant interest rates month after month. It often feels like trying to fill a leaky bucket. You work hard, you make payments, but you never seem to see any real progress on the principal. It's time to flip that script. The very first thing you need to do is to list all of your debts. Get organized. Know the numbers. How much you owe on each debt, the specific interest rate for each, and the minimum monthly payment required. This crucial step will give you the clarity you need to prioritize your repayment efforts effectively. There are two main popular strategies for eliminating debt. The avalanche method, which focuses on aggressively paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, saving you the most money in interest over time, and the snowball method, which involves tackling the smallest debt first to give you a quick win and a motivational boost. Choose whichever method makes more sense for you and your personality. Don't underestimate the power of renegotiation. It can be a powerful weapon in your debt elimination arsenal. Call your creditors and politely but firmly ask for a reduction in your current interest rates. You could say something like, "I've been a loyal customer for X years, and I'm working hard to manage my finances. I would like to know if there are any options available to lower my current interest rate." You might be pleasantly surprised by the results. Additionally, take advantage of balance transfer offers with promotional 0% interest rates, but only if you have the strict discipline to pay off the transferred balance before the higher rates kick in again. Meanwhile, every single extra dollar you can find in your budget should go directly toward paying down your debts. Canceled a subscription? Saved money on an unnecessary expense? Redirect those amounts immediately to pay off your balances faster. And please don't forget, always pay more than the minimum required payment on your debts, especially high-interest ones. The more you pay above the minimum, the less interest accrues, and that makes all the difference in the long run, saving you significant money and time. Paying off high-interest debts isn't just about improving your finances. It's profoundly about reclaiming your freedom. Imagine how incredible it will feel to finally be free of this heavy burden, able to invest that money in your future instead of just servicing debt. And speaking of investing, our next hack will show you how to automate your finances like the wealthy, creating a system that works for you effortlessly. You've probably noticed that truly wealthy people always seem to be in control of their finances, but often without appearing stressed or overwhelmed. Their secret isn't some kind of superpower. It's frequently automation. They create robust financial systems that work efficiently on their own, ensuring that every dollar is used intelligently and purposefully. It's not about being perfect with money all the time, but about creating unwavering consistency without constantly relying on fallible memory or sheer willpower. The first step is to centralize everything. Try to use a single main bank account as the primary base for your income and your bill payments. This significantly simplifies management and tracking. Then set up automatic transfers for your savings, your emergency fund contributions, and your investments. For example, you could schedule $100 a week, or whatever amount suits your budget, to go directly into your savings account or your 401k retirement plan. It's money that's effectively out of sight and out of mind before you even have a chance to spend it impulsively. Your regular bill payments can and should also be automated. Put fixed expenses like rent or mortgage payments, utilities, and internet bills on autopay. This simple step eliminates the risk of late fees and unnecessary penalties, saving you money and stress. Here's an extra hack. Set up full payment for your credit card balance to be automatically paid on the due date. This way, you reap the benefits of using a credit card, like rewards or purchase protection, without ever falling into the costly interest trap. If your income is variable or unpredictable, adapt your automatic transfers to be based on percentages instead of fixed amounts. For instance, you could commit to automatically saving 10% of everything you earn in a given month. This keeps the system running smoothly, even when your income fluctuates. Tools like Mint or YNAB, You Need a Budget, can be incredibly helpful in monitoring your cash flow and adjusting your automated systems as needed. Automating your finances is like hiring a diligent personal financial assistant to work for you 24/7. You save precious time, significantly reduce financial stress, and create the kind of consistency that is the biggest secret to building sustainable wealth over the long term. And in our next hack, we'll dive straight into the world of investing, showing you how to start simply, even if you think you don't have enough money or experience. Let's discuss the simplest investment the wealthy don't want you to know. Investing often seems complicated, doesn't it? The very idea of picking individual stocks, constantly following the volatile market, and taking significant risks has, understandably, scared off many people from even getting started. But what the wealthy often know, and rarely share widely, is that you don't need to be a Wall Street expert to invest effectively. In fact, often, the simpler the investment strategy, the higher the chance of long-term success. And the good news is, anyone can start, even with very little money. The secret frequently lies in low-cost, diversified index funds, particularly those that track broad market indexes like the S&P 500. These funds are generally accessible, have very low management fees, and aim to mirror the overall market's performance. For example, investing just $50 a month in an S&P 500 index fund might seem like a small, almost insignificant amount. But over time, the magic of compound interest can turn those small, consistent contributions into a surprisingly impressive sum. Plus, index funds typically require very little active management, making them perfect for beginners. It's also wise to prioritize investing in tax-advantaged accounts, such as a 401k or a Roth IRA, if you're in the U.S. or similar plans in your country. If your employer offers a match for your 401k contributions, contributing enough to get that full match is essentially like getting free money, an unbeatable return on your investment. For those building a solid financial foundation, these tax-advantaged options help grow wealth strategically and efficiently, often without unnecessary short-term tax burdens. Automate your investments to ensure consistency. Set up a regular monthly transfer directly from your bank account to your investment account, just like you did with your emergency savings. Platforms like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab are great places to start for many investors. They offer user-friendly tools and a wide range of low-cost investment options, even for beginners. The most important thing here is simply to start, even if the initial amount you invest seems small. Investing isn't just about accumulating money. It's fundamentally about buying freedom and choices for your future. Every dollar you invest today is like a soldier working diligently to help build the life you truly want. And speaking of freedom, in our next hack, we'll tackle a fundamental strategy to maximize your income with little-known strategies. Increasing your income might seem like a complicated or daunting task, but it doesn't always have to be. The problem is that many people mistakenly believe the only way to earn more money is by working significantly more hours, or by getting a second or even third job. That's often not true, or at least not the most efficient path. There are actually many smart and often underestimated ways to boost your income without necessarily sacrificing even more of your precious time or well-being. A good starting point is often at your current job. Negotiating a raise can be much easier than you think, especially if you're well prepared. Gather concrete data that proves your impact and value to the company. Tangible results you've achieved, specific problems you've solved, important goals you've met or exceeded. Then, schedule a strategic conversation with your boss. You could say something like, "In the past 6 months, I successfully implemented X, which directly led to Y positive results for the team/company. Based on these contributions, I believe a salary adjustment would be fair and appropriate." You might be pleasantly surprised by the outcome. Beyond your primary job, explore potential side income streams that leverage the skills and talents you already possess. Can you edit videos, write compelling content, Or are you exceptionally good at organizing things or planning events? Freelancing or consulting in your area of expertise can be an excellent option. Platforms like Upwork or Fiverr can connect you with clients around the world who need exactly what you can offer. If you prefer something more hands-on, consider selling handmade goods online or even reselling used items on platforms like eBay or Etsy. Another often overlooked strategy is monetizing assets you already own. Do you have a spare room in your house? You could consider renting it out on Airbnb. Is your car often underutilized, sitting idle in the driveway? Platforms like Turo allow you to make money by renting it out to others. Each small action like this can potentially generate hundreds of dollars a month, which can then be strategically redirected to paying off debt or boosting your investments. Increasing your income isn't just about earning more money for the sake of it. It's about creating new financial possibilities and accelerating your journey to financial freedom. Every extra dollar you generate is a powerful tool at your disposal. And in our next hack, we'll discuss how to save on a much larger scale by strategically cutting major expenses and saving like an expert. When it comes to saving money, most people tend to focus on cutting small, everyday expenses. The famous daily coffee, for example. While this can certainly help and instills good habits, the real significant financial impact often comes from strategically cutting or optimizing your major, big-ticket expenses, like housing, transportation, and insurance. And the best part? Doing this effectively doesn't necessarily mean sacrificing your overall quality of life. It's more about making smart, strategic choices that ultimately put more money back into your pocket. Start by carefully analyzing your housing costs. Rent or mortgage payments are usually the largest single expense in most household budgets. If you're currently renting, don't be afraid to try and negotiate with your landlord when it's time to renew your lease. Often, a reasonable discount is possible, especially if you're a good tenant and are willing to commit to a longer lease term. If you own a home, consider looking into refinancing your mortgage, particularly if current market interest rates have dropped significantly since you took out your original loan. These changes alone can potentially save you hundreds of dollars every single month. Another significant area for potential savings is transportation. Do you really need that brand new car with a $500+ monthly payment, plus higher insurance and registration costs? A reliable, well-maintained used car with lower overall costs can often free up a lot of money in your budget without significantly compromising your mobility or safety. If you live in an urban area with good public transit, utilizing it more often or exploring ride-sharing apps for certain trips might be even more financially efficient. Now it's time to revisit your various contracts and subscriptions. Services like internet, cable TV if you still have it, mobile phone plans, and various insurance policies are often overlooked areas for savings. Call your providers to negotiate better prices, or seriously consider switching to more affordable alternatives if they meet your needs. Companies frequently offer discounts or better deals to existing customers who indicate they might cancel their service. Additionally, if you're not regularly using something you pay for, like an expensive gym membership you rarely visit, or premium streaming services you hardly watch, it's time to cut them out. Be honest with yourself about their true value to you. Saving on major expenses isn't about living a life of deprivation. It's about living more smartly and intentionally. Every dollar you save here can be powerfully redirected toward paying off debt, boosting your investments, or building up your emergency fund even faster. And speaking of cutting waste, our next hack will help you identify and eliminate small fees that drain your money without you even realizing it. Did you know that those seemingly insignificant small fees and various hidden costs can easily add up to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars over the course of a single year? Banks, credit card companies, and even many subscription services often count on our general distraction and inertia to keep quietly draining our money. The problem is that because these individual amounts are often small, they frequently go unnoticed in our day-to-day financial lives. But the truth is, when you take the time to add them all up, these silent leaks can have a massive, detrimental impact on your overall budget and your ability to save and invest. The first crucial step is to meticulously review your bank and credit card statements regularly. Look carefully for any maintenance fees, ATM charges you weren't aware of, foreign transaction fees, or unnecessary interest charges. Did you know that many of these common fees can often be negotiated or even entirely waived if you just ask? Call your bank, be polite but firm, and ask to have these fees removed, or inquire about switching to a genuinely fee-free account if one is available. Sometimes simple phrases like, "I noticed this fee on my account, and I would like to know if it can be removed or if there's an alternative account without this charge," can solve the issue. Often just asking is enough. Another common culprit is the plethora of automatic subscriptions we all tend to accumulate. Take a hard look at all the services you pay for monthly. Are there streaming platforms you rarely watch, apps you no longer use, or memberships that aren't providing real value anymore? Cancel them immediately. Apps like Truebill or Mint can actually help you identify these forgotten charges and can even automate the cancellation process for some of them. It's an easy way to recover lost money without much ongoing effort. Now, let's talk about interest and penalties, which are pure financial waste. Paying bills late is essentially like throwing money away. Automate the payment of all your essential bills to avoid costly late fees and potential damage to your credit score. Set up payment alerts on your phone or directly with your bank or billers to ensure you never miss a deadline. And, as we've discussed, never ever pay just the minimum due on your credit card balances. It's like constantly feeding the high-interest debt machine that works against you. Cutting these small fees and eliminating hidden costs might seem trivial or like too much hassle, but the cumulative impact is truly significant. Imagine saving an extra $300, $500, or even more annually just by eliminating this kind of financial waste. That reclaimed money can then be used to invest, pay off debt faster, or even help fulfill a long-held dream. And speaking of dreams and taking control, our final hack will help you create the simple habit that keeps you in control of your money. If there's one fundamental secret that the truly wealthy almost universally master, it's consistency. They typically have a financial ritual, a regular habit that ensures they're always aware of and in control of their money, allowing them to make necessary adjustments as needed. And the best part? This habit is so simple that absolutely anyone can adopt it, starting today. The crucial difference between living in a state of financial chaos and enjoying financial security often lies in simply setting aside a small, dedicated amount of time each week to consciously organize and review your finances. Here's how it generally works. Choose one specific day each week and dedicate just 30 minutes exclusively to reviewing your financial picture. During this short, focused time, analyze 3 main points: your actual spending compared to your budget, your progress toward your defined financial goals, and any necessary adjustments you might need to make for the upcoming week or month. For example, compare what you had planned to spend in various categories with what you actually spent. Are you on track, or do some adjustments need to be made? This weekly check-in is the perfect time to correct your course before small deviations become big problems. Simple tools can make this process much easier and more efficient. Apps like Mint or YNAB, You Need a Budget, can automatically track your expenses and present clear, easy-to-understand reports. If you prefer something more straightforward, a basic spreadsheet in Excel or Google Sheets can work just fine. The core idea here is to achieve clarity, knowing exactly where your money is going with no guesswork involved. Now comes the most powerful part of this ritual. Plan the week ahead. Based on your review, decide how much you intend to spend in different areas and, importantly, where you'll allocate any extra money that might have come in or that you've saved. For example, it could be an extra $100 to pay down debt faster, or a little boost to your savings or investment accounts. When you do this consistently, week after week, you create a powerful cycle of control, awareness, and confidence that can completely transform your relationship with money for the better. This simple habit, though it seems almost too basic, is truly both the end point and the crucial starting point of your new, empowered relationship with money. It effectively ties together all the other hacks you've learned, ensuring that nothing important gets lost or overlooked along the way. Think about it. Every single week presents a fresh opportunity to get closer to your financial goals, to correct any missteps from the previous week, and to celebrate your small successes and progress. Consistency in this and all financial matters is what truly separates the dreamers from the builders, the financially successful from those who perpetually struggle. You're now armed with 10 powerful hacks that can help you quietly and effectively reshape your financial landscape in the next 6 months. These strategies are not about grand gestures, but about consistent, smart, and often unseen actions. The ability to make a significant change is within you. The key is to begin. Pick 1 or 2 hacks that resonate most with you and commit to implementing them this week. Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your journey to financial empowerment starts now. Time's short, so I'll wrap up here. If you found value in this video, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and share it with someone who might benefit. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below sharing which insight hit home for you and what action you'll take this week. Your input means a lot as we navigate the path to lasting freedom together. These insights are shared to empower more people to reclaim control over both their time and finances. If even one idea helped shift your perspective, then this video did its job. Here's to freedom in wealth, in time, and in life.